From self-driving cars to putting people on Mars, Elon Musk has never shied away from pushing the limits of what technology can do. But when it comes to the development of artificial intelligence, the famed entrepreneur is urging a different kind of limit, a halt to it. And here's why. The big shots in the world of artificial intelligence are calling for a timeout on training super-intelligent AI systems. Elon Musk and others have signed an open letter saying that we need to slow down before we create something that could become a threat to humanity. They're worried the race to building smarter and smarter AIs is getting out of control. So all of them are like, whoa, let's take a breather before we accidentally get ourselves terminated. Steve Wozniak and some folks over at DeepMind are also supporting this call for a pause on developing super smart AIs. And speaking of impressive AI technology, have you heard about OpenAI's latest release, GPT-4? It's a real game changer.
GPT-4 is incredibly advanced and sophisticated. It can take in and generate up to 25,000 words of text, around 8 times more than ChatGPT. It understands images and can express logical ideas about them. For example,
this thing can answer questions about objects and images like nobody's business. It's so advanced, it's almost like we're living in a sci-fi movie. But at the same time, we gotta make sure we're not creating a Frankenstein's monster that could turn against us. The Future of Life Institute really isn't messing around with their call to put a temporary halt on developing these super AIs. They're warning that if we're not careful, these advanced systems could pose some serious risks to society and even humanity. The Future of Life Institute is a nonprofit organization that's all about using technology for good and making sure we don't inadvertently create something that could put us all in danger. They're all about steering transformative technologies away from the risky territory and using them to make the world a better place. So they're just making sure we're using our powers for good and not inadvertently unleashing a technological apocalypse. But wait, there's another interesting tidbit. It turns out that Elon Musk is actually listed as an external advisor to the Future of Life Institute. So it all makes sense, considering he's been one of the most vocal advocates for making sure we're not developing AIs that could potentially become a threat to humanity. I mean, the guy is clearly thinking about the big picture. Unfortunately, they're seeing a trend where AI labs are racing to develop and deploy more and more powerful digital minds. That too without fully understanding the potential consequences. It's like everyone is so caught up in the excitement of creating something groundbreaking that they're not taking the time to think about the possible risks. And that's a real concern. If we're not careful, we could end up with AIs that are beyond our control and understanding. It's definitely a situation that needs to be handled with care. For one thing, they're worried that these machines could flood our information channels with misinformation, and we all know how dangerous that can be. They're also concerned that AI could lead to widespread automation of jobs, potentially putting millions of people out of work. And it's not just them. Even investment bank Goldman Sachs recently released a report saying that while AI could boost productivity, of course, other experts out there say it's hard to predict exactly how AI will impact the job market. But either way, it's clear that we need to be thinking carefully about the potential consequences of developing super-intelligent machines. The letter from the Future of Life Institute raises a really thought-provoking question. Should we even be developing non-human minds that could potentially outsmart us, outnumber us, and even replace us? It's something we really need to be thinking about as we continue to push the boundaries of AI technology. At what point do we stop and say enough is enough and start thinking about the potential consequences of creating something that could become more powerful and intelligent than us? It's a difficult conversation to have, but it's one that we need to be having if we want to make sure we're using technology in a responsible and safe way. Stuart Russell, a computer science professor and signatory to the Future of Life Institute's letter, is getting really fired up about the potential dangers of AI systems.
Down the pike. So Noriko mentioned that reading is not yet happening in machines, at least with understanding, but that will happen. And when that happens, very soon afterwards, machines will have read everything that the human race has ever written.
He's worried that these machines could become the ultimate trolls, spreading weaponized disinformation and causing chaos in our democracy. And don't even get him started on the potential impact on employment. He's concerned that AI could end up being the world's most overqualified job thief. And finally, he's worried about the impact on education. with the potential for AI to become the world's worst copycat student. It's all pretty alarming stuff, but at least he's got a sense of humor about it. The letter isn't just about the potential risks of developing advanced AI systems, it's also about the real and present dangers we're already facing. According to Princeton computer science professor Arvind Narayanan, the letter is ignoring the fact that AI is already harming people in various ways. While it's important to think about the potential risks of developing super-intelligent machines, it's a complex problem. But one thing's for sure, we need to be taking action now to make sure that we're using technology in a responsible and safe way. After all, as Prof. Russell points out, taking sensible precautions is a small price to pay if it means mitigating the potential risks of developing AI. OpenAI's recent warning about the potential dangers of developing artificial general intelligence, also known as AGI, is a wake-up call for us all. If we're not careful, there can be catastrophic consequences for our world. Even a well-meaning but misguided attempt to create a super-intelligent AGI could end up causing harm. That's why it's so important to slow down and take a measured approach to developing these technologies. The future is exciting, but we need to make sure we're prepared for it. So basically, the company behind some of the most advanced AI systems in the world is acknowledging the need to slow down and coordinate efforts when it comes to developing AGI. As they have warned, a misaligned or poorly designed AGI could cause immense harm to the world. It's encouraging to see that the Future of Life Institute is taking these concerns seriously and calling for a temporary halt to the development of highly advanced AI systems. It remains to be seen whether OpenAI will publicly back this call. So, the letter is calling for a temporary pause of at least 6 months on the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4. And if that can't be done quickly, government should step in to institute a ban. The letter also calls for the creation of new regulatory authorities, which should be specifically dedicated to AI. This echoes similar proposals for the regulation of technology that have been put forward in various countries recently. They fear that these systems could even be used to manipulate the behavior of people online. It's like having a social media puppet master, but instead of strings, they're using sophisticated algorithms. Scary stuff, no? Turns out there's scarier stuff too. So, before GPT-4 hit the market, OpenAI brought in some outside researchers to see if they could trick the system into doing bad things. And boy, did they succeed. The researchers were able to get GPT-4 to suggest ways to buy illegal firearms online, describe how to make dangerous substances from household items, and even write Facebook posts to convince women that abortion is unsafe. Yikes! All in all, it's an alarming situation. There you have it, the reason behind Elon Musk's urging a halt to AI training.